Hey, Exiles, welcome to yet another episode of the Still Sane podcast. I am your host, Talkative Try, and I am joined tonight with hardcore solo self-found gamer, MajorAimless. My man, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Excited to be here. Loving the league.
Sick. Well, excellent segue into the first little bit. Loving the league. Give everybody a little bit of an intro on, who you are, what you particularly play in Path of Exile 2, and your initial progress on 0.4 before we dive into our opinions on all the additions and changes and juicy Holten drama.
Yeah. So I play hardcore solo self-found. It's kind of my stick. I like making builds. I like making my own builds and just kind of doing my thing. I've been having a lot of fun with the league. Other than it feels like possibly the one of the buggiest leagues that we've gotten so far. That's a big downside. Like I said earlier, I've died twice to bugs, so that's been a little bit painful. But overall, I've been enjoying the league a lot. Disappointed we didn't get in-game stuff, but
Yeah, 100%.
it's understandable, I guess, too. With Druid and everything, and how difficult it seems like it was for them to finally get Druid into the game.
Yeah, it definitely was hard on their end, and we're seeing just how hard it was with the number of bugs, like you said, that we're saying with the actual
Yeah,
class. Like that, by far, buggiest experience I've had with PoE2 so far. I've been saying it.
a lot of
The
invisible stuff.
invisible stuff, the camera getting like disconnected from your character, getting caught in terrain, and monsters still being able to attack you. So invisible stuff, I reckon that you may have encountered some invisible stuff on Rip 1 and Rip 2 in hardcore. Do you want to detail Rip 1 and Rip 2 for us with those characters?
Well, so Rip 1, technically my Rip 1 was actually to a Vaal monkey slam. I got a little overconfident. I was playing bear as well. I did bear druid build that I
Okay.
really enjoyed. And I was slamming them, and we literally slammed each other at the exact same time and traded. We deleted each other. 8 hours later, they nerfed monkey.
Oh my god,
So
dude.
yeah, that was rough. I died like within an hour of Ben's death, actually, to monkey that night. And then
Really? Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I ran it back on a gen, and I ended up getting we were in T15s, and I was doing the executioner, which I don't even remember what map that is, penitentiary maybe. I don't remember. But I was doing the executioner, and he did the guillotine. He did the voice line for the guillotine, but he never put anything down on the ground. And then my character just died. So that
Oh,
was
okay.
pretty cool.
In
Yeah,
T15 maps?
yeah. I think it was level 90 on that character. So
Wow.
that was rough. That was a little rough.
Yeah. How do you
And then
how
my
do you persist through something like that though? I'm so curious. Like like we see a lot of people right now, we'll talk about it in a little bit, getting really upset about the Holten abuse, clever
yeah.
use of game mechanic. I can only fathom how upset you're in that moment. You're like, oh
I
yeah.
crashed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I crashed out a little bit. I mean, I crashed out a little bit. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I sat there for like probably, I crashed out, walked around, came back, sat down for like 20 minutes probably.
Mental reset.
Before I was like, okay, let's just go. Let's just go.
Go again.
I yeah, one of the things I try to do is like, because I like to make my own builds, so I like to find something I'm like excited about for my next build. So when I die, hopefully I have something like waiting in the wings, so to speak, so
Oh
I can just
right.
log into that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that was a rough one. That was,
Okay.
I think, honestly, that was probably the roughest hardcore death I've had in PoE2
Oh
in
yeah.
general. Just
Level
the worst
90
one I've had.
T15s die to a
Yeah.
bug. A clear, like you would never die to the guillotine. It's not like the monkey
No,
slam.
it's
You would
pretty
dodge
clearly
that.
marked. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's pretty clearly marked. So that was rough. And
Okay.
then the second
Yeah,
one
what was the next build?
was so there's I was doing tornadoes. I wanted to do a tornado invoker, and then I was using plants to kind of supplement with tornado for clear and stuff. And I I don't remember what map they're on again, but I was doing I got to the boss that's the Mastodon. The Mastodon and
Yep.
the wizard guy,
Yep.
right? Like
Yep.
Act 2, super easy, no problem here.
Yeah.
So I run in and they're doing the little chant, and I put all my stuff down, my sigil and stuff, and I put a bunch of entangles down. and the mammoth like starts walking to me, and then I die. Just instantly. 7,000 HP in less than a second. Um Basically there's like this weird bug. So the mastodon does like a stomp, right? Where he goes across the screen
Okay.
and he stomps like boom, 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 like maybe 4 times. I don't know what it is. But there's some kind of bug right now where if he's entangled, he will just slowly walk across the screen and just stutter step the stomp. And it instant my, like I said, 7,000. I was that was my Gen build, or not my Gen build. I'm sorry. That was tornado build.
Yeah.
That was invoker. So I had like, a pretty good defense.
Right.
Definitely not something you would expect to get insted by.
Oh.
But yeah, it was under a second. Just it was like 3 hits, just boom, boom, boom.
Hey,
Dead.
that is insane. I wonder if the other bug too had something to do with the Jin. I wonder if the Jin was like bugging out the executioner's visuals or something too. It's like all new
I don't
stuff
know
added to
on
the
that
game.
one.
You know?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, and there's been a lot of invisible. So before my bear died to the trade with Monkey, I almost died to invisible volatile plants. So that was like, so I've seen them, yeah, completely invisible. I've seen them where so it looks like they're made up of like 2 different things. It's like a glowing part of the volatile and then like a less glowy outer orb. And I've seen it to where like that outer orb spawns and the glowy part doesn't, but this was completely invisible. Like I lost all my ES and then all of a sudden realized that the guy was fighting was a plant mob and then saw the next one spawn kind of thing. So
Dude, GGG needs to
yeah,
get you in
this
QA right now. Come on, the next
I
Mark
think I already
Roberts.
am.
Come on.
I think I already am.
On payroll. On payroll. We're not on payroll. The streamers are not
I
on
pay
GGG's
them.
payroll. Yeah,
No,
right. You'll pay them.
I pay them for the privilege.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Okay, all right. So you're 3 builds into the league, 3
Yeah.
rips. What's build number 4? Have you returned to shapeshifting in any way, shape, or form?
I did. I went back to bear.
Yeah.
I was second death was on Christmas Day. Or third death, I mean. Christmas Day.
Oh.
That's when the Mastodon took out the NATO build. So I was a little frustrated again, and I didn't want to go through making another build. So I had a lot of fun on bear, so I just circled back to the bear, and we just got back to T15s on the bear today. So it's going good. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay. And are you like Shaman Oracle, or did you swap to a different class for a different spice
Shaman.
of bear? Shaman. Okay.
I never got my 4th ascendancy on the first bear, so I went Shaman. Because I ended up going for the physical damage conversion, right?
Okay.
And then I went for the AoE exposure, and then with the 4th ascendancy that we got today, I did the spirit for your charm slots, so I could run. I have like 180 spirit right now without any spirit on my gear, so that's been pretty helpful.
I am confuddled
No,
right now. Wait, so you're not taking the adaptations in hardcore?
No, I have the adaptations are built into the physical conversion. So it's like you go through the adaptation tree, and then the second part converts 15% of your fizz to different elements.
I thought you meant the offensive physical conversion that leads to apocalypse, and I was here thinking,
no.
I cannot believe this madman. This is crazy.
No. I have the node before apocalypse, so that gives the exposure and then a little bit of damage as an extra element.
Yep.
And then I just grabbed the charm one, so I could run some extra spirit on the build.
Very, very.
It's kind of similar to what you have. I was watching your build before we did the pod here. It's kind of similar. I'm just like what I'm doing on mine is I'm using fissures with 2 totems to generate like infinite rage, basically, and then pumping a lot of fire damage for the calamity. And then my slams have like a lot of additive fire damage on it, and I'm using infernal shout.
Oh, nice. Are you getting like massive ignites too when you're doing that with the big chunky
pretty
hits?
large ignites, and then we're using like I have I think it's called like Immolate on my slam right now, so it's like another 30% as fire when they're ignited, stuff like that. So my slam has like 120% extra as fire, and now I'm just trying to pump up the fizz. I have an absolute horrible weapon though, so I haven't had very good luck there.
See, I lucked out +5 skill or melee skills on my talisman, big fizz, big increased Ellie with attack. Like, so I have a juiced weapon. So, but you're in solo self-found, so you just gotta.
It's a little hard.
Yeah.
I haven't. Yeah, I've been trying to get the perfect battle essence, so I get it to +5 because the all melee doesn't give anything to calamity, but the attack skills does because it has that attack tag on it.
Exactly. And are you using your slams, calamity, the fissures? are you expecting a rampage at all? I love to hear
No,
opinions that no rampage. Okay, so
no
that's
rampage.
like such a hit or miss for me. Sometimes it feels incredible as I'm zooming through like a breach or something, or I'm in a ritual and I'm going in the circle, or I'm just gonna name off league mechanics now, or like an expedition because I use the one big boom. So as it booms,
You
I'm
do
like slamming
expedition?
down and I just run through. It feels so good. But then other times, man, rampage just feels like, oh, this is the worst skill of all time.
I tried it briefly,
Okay.
and then I don't know. I was already in the vein with the fishers and the totems, and I scaled a lot of duration on my build, so my calamity is like just shy of 30 seconds now. So I mean, I
Whoa.
can just throw, yeah, I just throw calamity up and just kind of walk around the map. And then anytime that I have like rares, I throw down fishers, pop a couple totems, and then slam.
30-second collapse. See, I'm just missing.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
like
like you.
27, 28.
See, I don't look much up, and I make my own builds, but my builds are like worse than your builds. You're like making your own build. You got an almost 30-second
I
walking
play every
calamity.
day,
That
bro.
is sick, man. No, that's great. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Righteous
I just
Fire on
went maximum
steroids.
duration.
That's Righteous
Yeah,
Fire on
it
steroids.
feels pretty fun. It
Yeah.
feels pretty fun. I'm running Herald of Ash with it for the extra explode, so the clear feels great.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then just your single target's probably Giga with the ignites on the slab. So yeah, sick build. Have you been? So I saw. I think I followed you on Twitter today, and I saw your tweet was like Druid good, Vaal Temple, Druid good. You know, like is that basically your opinion on 0.4 so far? Like Druid, it sounds like
Well,
you've been having a blast with it so far.
I
Between the
have.
bear, between the plants, liking it.
I think everything they added as far as like skills, the druid's phenomenal, man.
Yeah,
The druid is
I agree.
probably the coolest class I've ever played in an ARPG. As far well, I know we say druid, but we really mean talismans and shape
We do.
shifting, and it's like
Yeah.
it's so fluid. It looks amazing. It feels amazing. I've only even played. I haven't touched wolf or wyvern yet because I've
So
been
true.
so stuck on the bear. Like the
Yeah.
bear's just been amazing, right? So I love that. I absolutely love that. Temple. That tweet was before they made it a little better. Okay. Before the patch. So it did get a little better. I don't know. My thing with Temple is like as an SSF player, I find myself doing more of like I'm running up and I'm beating up the architect and then putting like the target farm uniques. Like if there's a unique I see that's in
Right.
one of the rooms he offers, I'm like, oh, let's grab this. Or if there's a one of the lineage support gems that you know what I mean, that I don't have a lot of lineage. Unfortunately, I haven't got a lot of luck there, so I've been
Right.
doing that. So like I guess I use it a little differently than probably a trade player would anyway.
Oh yeah, because
But
what it's broken down to at this point, right? It's the Atziri uniques I think that people see as valuable, and now that people have figured out the optimal layout and the buffs have happened, it's a currency printer, and that's not necessarily as
yeah.
useful like in SSF. Like my friends and I were talking
No.
about it the other day, like divine orbs. What are you going to use like 2 to re-roll implicits on something, or mods on something? Like, are you really caring about divines? Who cares about this? So I could
It's pretty
see,
late game that I
yeah,
care about divines generally, or like
fine
if I
tuning.
have a build that's very reliant on a certain unique or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So a temple, you're right. You're right on with the druid. The druid, such a win, man. It has been
Yeah.
the most fun I've had playing a build in PoE2. And before we talk a little bit more about the temple, just the fluidity of the skills after the bugs have been solved. I think week 1 they were ironing out a few interactions that that they had massive
Mhm.
testers and using a lot of different like Rampage was it was scary. But now it's much more fluid. Dude, I like have a button to press all the time, and it like many different buttons, and they all do something cool or fun or powerful. Like I hope they take a pass on older skills, which they were trying to make combo with other skills, and
Yeah.
do the druid
It's a
treatment.
scary word.
Yeah.
Combo is a scary word, right?
Yeah.
I think I think on Druid, the amount of buttons I have actually feels kind of good. Like you said, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel overbearing. But then last league, Mark told me that Mark told me that infusions were going to be good, man. And I league started Stormweaver. I went full infusions, and I went far, right? Like we did good and everything, but
That didn't feel
dude,
good.
my fingers were cramping. I was like, all day, you know, like
I don't like that.
I had like 12 buttons. It was a lot.
It's too
It was
much.
a lot, you know. And like the amount of investment in remnants, which remnants are just, man, no one wants to play Pac-Man in PoE2, bro. I do not want to pick up shit off the ground. I
No.
don't. I don't want to pick it up. Like
Only items. Only items, not remnants.
yes,
Sorry.
currency items. What is these little Pac-Man things? And I got to run around and grab them. And like now they're pushing it to a more because they made the the one where you dodge roll and it leaves a version of yourself and then
Lingering
blows up
illusion?
and you get power charges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Illusion?
So that used to just give you power charges. Now you have to run back and scoop them up. You got to vacuum cleaner them up. And it's like, why? Why are we just? Is it just a way to like slow me down? Are they just trying to like artificially slow down my gameplay or what?
I think they're trying to make a bunch of really distinct play styles in the game.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it's so limited. Like, if you want to play Sorceress, if you want to play like the Elemental Caster, you have to interact with those pretty much, right? Unless you have very good gear to get the big damage. You got.
What if you just want to be a fire guy?
Right. Right.
What if you don't want to do triple infusions with 18? But I want to throw some fireballs, right? Like you can't. Like they took and the thing is, I feel like they took the spells that like they took a bunch of spells that no one was really playing anyway, broke them in half, and then gave back the other half with infusions. And it's like, well, how does that make more people play it?
I think they need to make it more. It's like the Druid combos. I think the Druid skills, they mesh together very well. And I feel like the power you get from using them together is worth using them together most of the time. I feel like there needs to be another step up with the infusions. I think you said something really smart there. It's like they broke the spells in half. They shouldn't do that. They should attach them back together and then do another level above with infusions and everything. Yes. I think that's what they got to do.
Yes. It has to be rewarding because otherwise what's and the amount of investment you need, like, okay, they made it a little better this league, but especially last league, the amount of investment you need to actually like pick up your infusions, get the ones you want and all that. It's like, you know, I had 15 ascendance or 15 passive points in my tree just about remnants.
It's so rough. So, like you don't want that feels bad when you're like, oh, what is one of the notes like you can pick up remnants 15% farther. It's like, man. I don't know. Yeah. That just doesn't feel good to click on your build. Now, my brother, he was talking about there's some ingenious remnant like or infusion usage and stuff, how you can like automate the picking up of that sort of stuff. I love that exists in the game. I feel like as the game
I think it should just be automatic though.
You think like you just it automatically has a buff on your character?
Everyone should just vacuum them. Yeah. Why I should like everyone should just have or just make them appear. If I do a thing that generates an infusion, why do I even have to go get it? Why do I have to do a tech to vacuum it up? Why do I have to learn a tech to Pac-Man better?
That's the
right. I want to learn a tech to kill more stuff.
The Pac-Man is coming out. I just know.
I want the tech that lets me kill stuff faster and get more loot. All right, not Pac-Man.
Right. Yeah, I did. I also tried a Sorc last league, and I was not a fan of the infusion gameplay. Just the whole like backtracking and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see if it continues to see changes or work, because it's the same with maces, right? They seem very intent on having these different. They seem so intent on having these distinct styles of play in the game, but we're still missing, five classes at this. Is it 5 classes? 4 classes? 4?
Yeah, I think it's 5.
5 classes.
Well, I think that's what makes Mace feel bad.
Yeah, the slowness, right?
Because because they want it to be this distinct thing that's super slow, but then we don't have swords, we don't have axes, we don't have that, we don't have anything to go the other direction. So it's like you just get that option, right? Like, I mean, we're a year in and we don't have swords.
It is wild, man. I don't think they're coming.
Sword ad,
I don't even think they're coming in 0.5. I'm like so confident in that, man. I know my dad's the same way. He's like, I want the sword. I need the double-handed
sword. Just want a sword. Yeah, man. I just want a sword.
Because they're gonna be quick. They're gonna be really quick.
And like I said, it's just if all you have really is maze. I mean, they added spears, but spears is basically 75% projectile, really, right?
Yeah.
Like if all you have for like the full melee feel is maces, and they're all extremely slow because they want to be this distinct feel, then I don't know, it doesn't feel great because you don't have any options. You know, it's not like you can go grab a sword or an axe and go be a fast attacking warrior instead of a super slow clunky guy.
And this the interesting thing that I've thought about is now we do have more options. We have the bear, the wolf, and the wyvern. They have melee gameplay, and they feel great. They feel so good. So it is. I think it is possible. I really, especially with like the bear. The bear has it's maces in animal form. It just
bear feels like what I wanted the warrior to always feel like and never has.
Right.
Quite honestly.
Right. Yep.
Like, and I don't hate the war. What I think my problem with the warrior is probably just like the life issue, I guess. But yeah, the bear just feels amazing.
Yeah,
feels great.
Totally agree. Because I thought I was gonna bounce from bear to wolf, but I have stuck to bear this entire time. Like level 89, arbiter down and everything. Just oof.
Well, like just the stuff where they did like the slams, for instance. So like the fact that if you like do your ferocious roar first and your bear stands up and then you do your slam and it's way faster and the animations are way faster and it's like it feels so good. Like we need stuff like that for warrior and for other slams, and it's just like it feels really good on bear. Really,
it's rewarding you for very simple but clever gameplay. Like you just have that trained in your head to if I use this skill first, it's gonna pay off way better on this skill, and I'm going to be able to get into this dicey situation easy. It doesn't matter if I'm surrounded by mobs because I can just slap, bam. It's great. It's good. So yeah, I'm really hoping they do a pass like they did in like, what was it, 0.3, the buff all classes patch. Go back to maces in 0.5. The swords aren't coming. Go back and just try to do what you do with bear, because bear is so good, guys. So good.
Yeah, because they're probably not, swords are what? Probably going to come with champion?
Duelist. Unless they rename the class Duelist. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be another class in 0.5. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Druid is most complicated. I think it's going to be Endgame 0.5, 0.6. I think that's it.
I'd rather them just do the endgame. I mean, hot take. Is it maybe less because we don't have a class? But at the end of the day, I'd rather have because here's the thing about the endgame is it was always just additive. Right, they worked on the game for how many years, and then the last 3 to 6 months, they were like, "Oh no, we don't have endgame," and then they made an endgame and they threw it on.
Yeah,
and then that was why we had this this shell shock when you went from campaign to maps, and it was you had the slower combat, and then you hit maps, and you're suddenly getting overwhelmed and stuff. And I think that was a lot of the reason that happened is because I'm glad they did it in game, but yeah, I wish it would have been a little more fleshed out. So. I would personally like to see him just the whole patch just be in game, just maximize.
Yeah, I think that's going to be 80% of the focus, and then they're going to do a league because they have to do leagues. So, but I think they're going to build out Breach, Ritual, all those. They're going to pack that in, probably add a new Pinnacle. Honestly, here's a hot take from me. After playing, I think what could happen: reduce the number of nodes on the Atlas map by 70%, but I'm actually the end game loop. I have now played for 28 hours this league, most 16 of that at end game or something. It's after my initial hump. I actually like it. Just using the tablets actually feel very meaningful. I like how they operate. I like traversing through the map. I've had a good number of the cool little end game maps and stuff. I just think there needs to be less nodes on the Atlas because it's an illusion of choice, and it just seems so messy. That's my one thing. They need to pump a bunch of content into it, but I think the basic system actually kind of okay. Change up the progression to Arbiter. Please don't make it RNG based. I have my friends, level 94, no citadels. I just 4 clusters, baby. 4 clusters, I'm level 89. So that's my hot take now after playing the new endgame.
I don't disagree with you necessarily. My thing about the Atlas is I see the fun factor and the infinite portion of it, and exploring and finding a cool. I think if we had more cool, unique maps, maybe. Yeah. Because there's something there that I like, and then there's something there that's missing for me, right? And so what I like is the idea of exploring the infinite Atlas, finding unique maps or cool things, just exploring and finding cool things. I like that. I do like the tablet change with the towers. I think that was a W. Getting the towers out of there, and I'm excited to see what they do with it from there. But yeah, I think the Atlas for me, it's like I do kind of like it, and I kind of see the appeal of it, but I want it needs to be chunkier. And maybe it's just leagues, maybe it's just leagues, but yeah, it feels a little like I mean, maybe removing some of the Atlas points would work because it does feel a little like overwhelming, right? Especially once
Yeah,
you've been playing for a little bit, your Atlas just gets massive,
it
like
does.
massive.
Yeah, it's wild. I'd also be a big fan of like adding some sort of terraforming to the Atlas. That's my crazy idea where you can
Okay.
change
Okay.
environments from one to the other. Or this would also bring in maybe the ability to turn one tile set into a different tile set, which is something a lot of people have been really liking. Although I saw
A
this
little more player agency.
little more
A little
agency,
more.
right?
Yeah.
I saw this
Yeah.
funny comment the other day that it's probably exactly what the devs intended with this. People were like, "Oh, I wish I could run Ravine over and over again. I get so excited when I see it on my map and I have that massive dopamine rush and I love seeing it on the edge of my screen and I path to it." And I'm like, dude, that's probably what GGG's thinking. They're like, we're going to put a few of these like favorite maps in there and people are just
Just
going to
enough.
love. Yeah, just enough, So,
Just enough.
do you have a
Yeah.
favorite tile set at Endgame?
I mean, who doesn't like Ravine? Uh
Me.
anything that's a straight line. I mean, I listen, I don't mind. Most of the maps don't really bother me.
Okay.
There's a couple that I think the map that I dislike well, they fixed raised fields because that was just
Oh my
horrible.
god.
That was so bad. So I don't know how the not only does it make it in with like all the corn on fire, but then the trees don't disappear when you're behind them. And I don't understand how that passed. But anyway, now they got that fixed. I think it might be the what's the map where it's like the bridges over the swamp and it kind of reminds you of Fraythorn a
Meyer?
little bit.
Is it
Meyer?
Meyer?
Meyer,
It's
yeah.
Meyer.
I think it might be Meyer with the little bridges. Anything that has like little narrow sections that one character model can move across at a
Right.
time, I just drives me crazy.
Especially on the
Drives me
bulky boy.
crazy.
Bulky boy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bear's thick.
Yeah.
Bear's thick, man.
100%.
He eats good,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah. Yeah, that
think about the bear.
the bear, the wyvern. I can only imagine the wyvern. My brother gets stuck on so many things on his wyvern. It's
Does he?
crazy. Yeah, falls into abysses, gets stuck in holes. It's like, oh goodness. Thank
I
goodness
fell
I'm
off
the
the
bear.
bridge in the fourth ascendancy today. I was doing the fourth ascendancy and like fell down in below it.
That's what. Did you manage to get the fourth ascension today? You said you did, right?
Yeah,
Despite
well,
the
because it
bugs.
bugged out. There was like a double door, and you're supposed to do like a time thing, and it teleports you. Like run in on the one, and you
Yep.
pull a lever right, and it puts the door up behind you, and it teleports you back.
Yep.
Except it just teleported me like to the same spot I was already standing. I tried it like 4 times. I just refused to teleport me through the door. So I ended up just running up to the door and timing it with the teleport, and then like spamming dodge roll, and it just shot me through the doors. So
Hey, works
that
eventually.
worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, just clever gameplay mechanics.
There you go. Great. Speaking of clever gameplay mechanics, it's the talk of the town.
Good
I know.
segue.
Great segue.
Segue.
I know that
Yeah.
Vaal Temple, you're not using it a ton in SSF right now. I'm not playing it a ton either. I've done a few times. I effed up my arbiter or my architect, by the way. I did it for the second time and I forgot to use the console again. So I could have got Atziri. Yeah, and I got the whole like, you idiot, you the whole point is to fight that Atziri and you did, and I felt like such a dummy. Everybody's telling me, oh, it happens the first time, and I was like, it wasn't the first time, guys. It was the second time. I could have fought Atziri. Anyway, Vaal Temple, talk of the town. Over the weekend, big, clever use of game mechanics, exploit, bug abuse, I don't know, whatever it is. You could go and basically generate the perfect temple very quickly in a low-level zone in the interludes if you used a character that was like level 74 below everybody. And this allowed certain creators like Fubgun, the guy who popularized it, to get like, what was it, 800 divines in one play session. And by play session, it's not my 2-hour play session that I was very proud of the other day. A 20-hour play session, 800 divines. Okay. So this has ignited the Path of Exile 2 community. Okay. It's the first, we're 15 days in, the little drama. We need a little drama, right? People are very upset about this. They're saying, oh, the economy is destroyed. Everything is busted. I won't be able to afford anything. I can't compete with the streamers who use this. There are players who use this. I have a very succinct take on it. and I know you play solo self-found, so it doesn't affect you. Do you have any thoughts on it at all? First, would you consider it like an exploit, or do you think it's just clever use of game mechanics? And what do you think about it affecting the economy?
It's cool. I mean, clever use of game mechanics. I can't give it clever use of game mechanics on this one. I mean, you're clearly going back. You're like the one strat I read was like, oh, just kill your character before you hit 72 to keep your XP down. Like, that's not game mechanics, bro. That's supposed to be a punishment for dying, not a game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it as clever use of game mechanics. I don't think anyone should be banned for it or anything like that. Like, at the end of the day, it's an early access. Stuff's going to be messed up. People are going to find bugs. People are going to use bugs. But it sucks a little bit when, like, you have maybe someone's kind of big doing it, and then, showing a million other people how to do it, and then just like flooding the economy. And, obviously I'm not a trade guy anymore. I played trade on PoE1, but, there's probably some people out there that, aren't loving it, As far as for me, I guess the main thing for me that I look at is like GGG's probably going to come in and nerf tempo rewards, specifically the way this is like, because okay, they were doing the thing that they stopped like going back and doing the low level stuff, right? But
yep,
they've basically, because of doing that and being able to run thousands of these temples, they figured out like this, absolutely perfect way to make a temple that it's just like cashing out, right? And so I feel like GGG is going to come in, they're going to nerf the heck out of that, and then people like myself that aren't the min maxers and don't really care about that, we just we play the game and just kind of grind, like we're the ones that are going to feel it the worst, because the loot that we just got buffed is now going to get nerfed back down into the ground to compensate for the people that are doing 1,000 temples an hour, you know what I mean, and getting this perfect kind of temple thing.
Yeah.
So, and especially because like they didn't wipe anyone's temple either. I kind of feel like maybe they should have wiped temples, honestly, like just, hey, everyone's temple got wiped, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But
yeah, I think anybody who used it probably could have got a wiped temple. My very simple take is people they gotta stop comparing themselves to others, because you're never going to compete against these guys. They're playing that much, and you probably weren't going to be able to afford a lot of this stuff that's skyrocketing in price. Like, a lot of people are going and they're saying, oh, all the currencies are going up in value. Right, they're all going up in value, like relative to each other. And then there are these top 1% items like Temporalis and stuff that are also skyrocketing in price. But it's like, I don't know if all these people were going to be able to afford those like beforehand. Unless
they might not have, but they're definitely not going to be able to afford it now.
Definitely not now, unless you're participating in stuff like this. And this, as someone who's played PoE1 for a while, I know you played PoE1 as well. This is a very PoE1 thing. People used to do this all the time. I remember the second league I played, the third league I played, Delirium. People would like farm. Was it like Harbor Bridge for cluster jewels? They just go back and they'd run this campaign zone like over and over because it was like optimal to get great jewels. And like, this was a very PoE1 strategy. I was on the fence of whether GGG was even going to like patch it. They did patch it. I wish there was like a clearer line between abuse, exploits, and everything, and like clever use, because I swear this was allowed in PoE1 for a long time. Even though I hate it, I would never participate. It's like the most boring thing. I play games to have fun, not to do div per hour, right? Like you kind of said,
it's like, anti-fun.
It's anti-fun.
It's anti-fun,
right? It's not good gameplay. So
yeah, no, it's anti-fun. I'm never gonna do it. I'm not a min-maxer when it comes to the way I play PoE. I'm never gonna play like PoE in a min-max faction. It just doesn't feel good to me. Like I like it. I like doing the builds. I like just kind of doing my thing. It's I think it's weird because like, resetting zones has just been ingrained since D2, right? Like that's just the thing. It's always been PoE1. It's always been a thing. But then this one is like, you found a specific zone that like it always spawns in a certain area, which I mean, that's kind of a thing that people have done for ages too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a weird, I guess the weirdness for me is just like, again, it's like it's hard for me to understand it, I guess, as an HCSSF player. You know what I mean? Because I look at them like, I wouldn't do it.
No.
And it's not something like I would sit there for 8 hours just grinding it so I could, because at the end of the day, like what that would make me do is just quit the league, right? I would grind it. I would get a massive amount of money. I'd buy some cool stuff. I'd do 12 maps with it. I mean, like, okay, cool. I won. Now what? So like, it just doesn't have any appeal to me at the end of the day.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty much in agreement with you. Yeah, it's sucky to see how it's taken everybody by storm and people are really ignited about it. I hope it boils down or simmers a little bit. I really do. But man, do
People
people
forget
get
about it by
right next
Friday.
week? Yeah, the
People
next
forget about it by Friday.
Friday,
Yeah,
New
they'll forget about it by
Year's.
Friday.
It's over.
Yeah,
The next
yeah.
thing is the snake. I
Just
see
love drama.
everybody's talking about the snake strategy now. So that's going to be the new thing. Building up your
It's like,
snake.
yeah, because that's where you like put it on the outside or something, right? And then like that way
Yeah.
it never deletes or
Yeah.
something weird like that.
Yeah.
That's what I think the real nerf is like that's where I think the real GGG nerf is going to come to that strat.
Mm,
And then it's just they're going to like either they're going to have to figure out a way to totally stop people from doing that completely, or they're just going to nerf the rewards into the ground.
right.
So then like those people that are doing that are getting 25% of what they're getting, and the rest of us that are just playing tempo are getting 5% of what we're getting, right?
Right.
Like that's my concern.
Yeah,
But
it'll be super funky to see how this plays out going to like 0.5 if this
yeah.
goes core, which I think it will. I don't see them dropping content. I think there's going to be a lot of changes.
No. Not in early. I mean, I feel like anything they introduce in early access, like they can't introduce a mechanic and then pull it out. It's like, what have you
Right.
you haven't done anything to further the development of the game at that point, right?
Right.
So it's like it's got to go core in some way. It's just it's obviously going to need, a lot of fine tuning, I think.
100%. 100%. Okay, Major. We've talked a lot about
Yes.
it. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on why you play hardcore in the first place. You play hardcore solo self-found. What's going on? What appeals to this game mode about it to you? And have you always played hardcore in games like PoE, like Diablo and other video games, or a new phenomena?
No, definitely not.
Oh.
I always watched people play hardcore, but when I discovered so like I played D2 when I was a kid, and then I kind of had like an ARPG gap. I played a lot of MMOs,
Okay.
Dark Age, World of Warcraft, stuff like that. And then, I played D3 when it came out, but I didn't really get into it. I played for the story basically, and then I had been streaming for a while. I was actually streaming GTA, and I don't remember how I think I just found it watching Twitch, just found someone watch it playing PoE. And I'd like tried it twice before, but it was too much when I tried it before, and I just like I didn't have the time, and I just set it back down quick.
Okay.
And I ended up watching some people stream it. And that kind of got me into it. And most they were streaming, hardcore solo self, and I kind of enjoyed like watching that content more myself because the journey was a little more interesting and everything. But I was playing like after my stream, so like stream like GTA, and then I'd play, or maybe I'd only stream like 3-4 days that week, so I could play PoE as much as I could. But I didn't feel like I had enough time to like commit to the hardcore lifestyle. And then when they announced PoE2, I was just like, well, I'm streaming PoE2. Like I'm the whole stream is changing. We're PoE2 gamers now. And if I'm going to stream it all the time and I'm going to have all this time to play it, like hardcore just makes the most sense. Plus, I've always been like, especially with WoW or D2 back in the day, I've always been kind of an ultaholic where I'm like, I make build one and I buy a bunch of stuff for it. And I play it for 8 maps. I'm like, what about this build? And I go buy a bunch of stuff for it and I play it for 8 maps. And what about this build? And so it's like the way my brain works, HCSSF clicks really well because it like forces me to play a character for longer with the hardcore side of it. Cause I'm like, I don't want to jump off a character. Like I want to play it till the character's done. So it keeps me on the character for longer. And then the solo self found is I enjoy like I find a cool item and then I just start thinking about a build for that item, so it puts that build in the wings of my brain kind of thing. So it works really well for me as a play style. I watched people do it and it was always something I wanted to. I dipped in a little bit with PoE1, but never. I played like 1 or 2 Ziz gauntlets, but that was about it. So
wow.
PoE2 was PoE2 was the big jump for me for hardcore.
That's massive. That's super interesting to hear. So you've been doing it since 0.1 then?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yep. Okay. How have you enjoyed the game from patch to patch? Have there been any big highs, any lows? Have you been enjoying it for the most part? Anything stand out to you?
I mean, if I'm being completely honest with you and myself, I love it. Like I stream it every day. I log in every day. And I have since it came out, and I'm excited to get to log in. I'm excited to get to play it every day. Like I really enjoy it. Loved PoE1, and PoE2 is just like, I'm the weird guy that like I have several thousand hours on PoE1, but I actually really like PoE2 better.
Yeah.
Like it clicks better with me.
Yeah. Hey, I think I feel the same way, especially with Druid. I like the gameplay better. When I want to
Mhm.
turn my brain off, I think PoE1 is currently winning out, but that might change as I get more and more comfortable with PoE2. But
I think that's a weird spot because it's like a lot of people like to do that with ARPGs, right? Just
yeah,
turn your brain off, grind until you hear a tink, click
mhm,
it, and be excited for 13 seconds, and then go back to it.
exactly. Yeah. I
So
don't know if
I
I
think
like
that's a
that.
weird spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a weird spot for PoE2 because it's like they can't, if they do that, then they have to go away from the combat that they're pushing, right? Plus, you also like, okay, one of my favorite things about PoE2 is WASD.
Oh,
But what does WASD really do? It adds more buttons for me to press, right?
right.
So
Way more
it's like
engaging.
it's great. I love WASD. I've always been a WASD gamer. It's hard for me to go back, but like when I was talking about my Stormweaver with the infusions, I had 8 buttons to press plus WASD, right?
Yeah.
So like it's a lot. Like I feel I don't know, it's just the combo gameplay. I don't know. Like we were talking about earlier, I think they really need to figure out the best way to do that. I think combo gameplay can be fun, but you push it too hard and it just gets
Right.
unrewarding.
Right. Quite the statement from the former ranked 1 Stormweaver player. Seriously. I hear
Yeah,
you
for
were
like 2
rank
weeks,
1.
bro.
2
Like 2
weeks.
2 I was for like 2, maybe
Whoa.
3. I actually, it was weird because as many buttons as that character had, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds weird. I can't really put my finger on it, but like when I got everything down, right? When I put my Orb of Storms down, when I got my Flame Wall down, I got my Cold Infusion on my Spark, I'm blowing it all through. Triple Infusions pops up. I put my Firestorm down on the boss. Like it's a lot, but when you get there, it felt kind of fun. So it's like it's a weird. I don't know. I think it's just too much. Like it just needs to be
Yeah.
condensed, right? It's overblown right now with
Yeah.
the amount of things you have to do to make it good.
Yeah, I think there's easily a balance, guys, between being able to sit and watch like a TV show while playing the game and doing what you just described, Major. And they can find that balance, and I feel pretty good about that with the Druid. Like I'm firmly anti. I think one of Ziz, my friend Ziz, said this a long time ago that he wants to be able to play games like PoE 2, I think at that point, and watch a movie. And I'm so against that. I just think that is wild. One, must be a
That's not
bad
as an
movie.
HCSSF player, right? I
Oh
mean, Ziz
yeah,
primarily
Ziz, what
plays
is that?
hardcore. But what is that, dude? I just want to AFK my hardcore experience. Oh my god, dude.
You don't
What
want
is
that.
that?
Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
No.
Also, it must be a terrible movie. Like, if I'm watching a movie, I'm paying attention to that movie. I don't want to like be 25% some other place. That must be a bad
Honestly,
movie.
watching that's so good. Like I'm thinking it has to be a good movie if it's making you not play the
That's
number one
true.
ARPG of the
True.
century. Like,
That's true.
so
And
you can watch a movie.
and a movie
Doesn't
on the
even make
monitor.
sense.
Well, as someone's in the chat saying, "Well, I'm watching this while playing too." This is a podcast. You don't have to watch us. You can
This
just
is
listen.
completely
Very
different.
different.
Yeah,
Very
this
different.
is high
Make sh-
quality stuff too,
yeah.
by the way. High
Make
quality.
sure. Yeah, high quality. Make sure you turn on the next one right after this one. Okay, just like cycle
High
them as you
quality
play.
stuff.
Okay, you guys, just cycle the podcast, right?
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Press the button. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So throughout your PoE2 journey, have you had a build that has stood out to you as a favorite? Since you are an alcoholic, you were all the way back in Diablo 2 and everything. Any one build across all the patches? Doesn't need to be this patch. Maybe it is this patch.
I liked Incinerate Pathfinder before
Oh.
they destroyed Incinerate.
Oh.
I made an Incinerate Pathfinder in 0.2, I think it was,
Okay.
which basically, so Incinerate used to just be a flamethrower. You used to just hold it, run around, you put massive burning ground down, and Pathfinder made it to where you had no movement speed change. So I was just running around at full movement speed with my flamethrower, and I would just spin in circles, which would put like circles of burning ground down everywhere, which did massive damage and just deleted everything. So yeah, I was pretty sad when they just gutted Incinerate, a skill that like, I don't know, 1% of the population maybe played once. And then they were like, okay, well now it's behind fuel. You have to generate fuel to turn it on. And I'm like,
Very
what?
realistic.
Why? Why? Yeah, so
Okay.
I'd say that was probably my most favorite. Maybe second favorite, or like close second, would be Molten Blast Deadeye. I think probably.
Okay. Okay. Molten Blast Dead. Very Ranger centric, I see. Big
Yeah,
Ranger
yeah.
player.
Well, I guess fun wise,
Yeah.
those were just
Was the
I felt
best.
those were like the most unique,
Tanky.
maybe.
Did you
Yeah, well, they're
survive
both
a
very
while?
tanky.
Did you
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, Evade, yes, is just like, and then they added Deflect to it, so now it's stronger than it ever was.
Oh, right, right. What's the highest level that you've made in hardcore? I don't actually know.
Well, I don't really go for levels
Oh, you
because
don't? Okay.
I kind of get bored. No, so 96, I think.
That's high.
Generally somewhere between like 92 and 94. I'm
Okay.
usually like pushing pinnacle bosses
That's big.
until I die, kind of thing.
Okay, that's big. That's
So
big. That's pretty far. My highest is 95 in
yeah,
softcore, man. So you're doing really well. You're doing really well. Getting a lot of XP,
yeah,
not dying.
90. I think 96. I think it was 96. Yeah, because I think it was like 20% from 97 on the Stormweaver. I think I was like 20% from 97
Jeez.
on that build when I died in Simulacrum.
That's crit rank 1 Stormweaver, you guys. Rank 1 Stormweaver.
Rank 1 Stormweaver.
Okay?
Rank 1.
Let's
So
go.
2 to 3 weeks roughly in 0.3. Okay, just throwing it out there.
It's very good. It's
just
very
throwing
good.
it out there.
Okay.
But, I mean, the only thing I haven't killed is Pinnacle or Uber Arbiter now.
Okay, so you've downed every other boss.
The only thing I haven't done.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I've done everything except Uber Arbiter. Not this.
You know what the Bears doing?
But
the Bears got to do it this league. Uber Arbiter.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
All the way. All the way. Okay, Major, I always ask this question to everybody I have on my pod for the first time, and I'd love to hear your answer to it. If you transformed into Jonathan or Mark tomorrow, and you could add one feature, league, boss, mechanic, whatever, Path of Exile 2 in 0.5 or another future patch, what would it be? Any cool ideas? Anything novel?
Life on tree.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So that's very funny. Life on tree. My last few guests have had very succinct answers. Life on tree, and then Connor said Quicksilver Flask. There you go.
Ooh.
Some PoE1 OGs coming back. Yeah, there's a little bit of life on the tree, just a little bit, not a lot, not a lot.
Not much, not enough. I think it's counterintuitive for like look, at the end of the day, it's an RPG, right? And like, if a new player comes into an RPG and they're like, I want to make my character tankier, then you just increase your life, right? And it's
Simple.
very not intuitive to do that in PoE2. And then it's like, I was kind of thinking, like, you look at Path of Building and you look at armor and you see like big fizz hits, it doesn't do very well. But then you play armor and you're like, well, it feels kind of good until you get to like T15s, and then you start taking some big hits. And now with the Druid section of the tree, Templar section of the tree fleshed out a lot more, to where you can actually play like armor ES, and like, now I'm running a 5k hit pool, 6k hit pool, 7k hit pool with that armor. Well, that feels good. And so I'm like, well, maybe it's not armor that by itself is the issue. Maybe it's just life. Like, because if I was playing the same character as a life-based character, I'd have, 3,200 life, right? Instead of 7k, and if I go full ES, I'll have, 12k or more, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And Energy Shield is basic. I know people are gonna
nerf it.
Energy Shield is basically life, right? For those kind of builds. That's what it, and
it
it's
is.
all over
What's
the tree.
The difference?
It just has
People
the recharge.
like,
it has the recharge.
No,
thing.
but
it,
the recharge is fake.
I know.
It's fake.
I know.
Literally, you can take and put 6 skill points, or 6 you can put 6 points on your tree, and then your recharge is like 1.25 seconds, which is a dodge roll of iframes.
Here.
Right? 1 dodge roll of iframes and it's recharging. Or I can go Zealot's Oath and just have it recharge all the time.
I have a good idea. How about to nerf Energy Shield, they make the ignited ground on maps bigger. So it stops the regen, right? Because you need
like it used to.
Yeah, like it used to.
Ignited ground has had a rough life, man. It was like it destroyed everything out there, and then they nerfed it with this flammability thing to where, like, for a couple weeks you couldn't even get ignited by standing on ignited ground. You could like lay in there and get a tan.
Yeah.
And then it's just like it's been all over the place. I still don't understand the flammability thing. Like, if I have an ability that lights a guy on fire, why can't it just light that guy on fire? Why do I have to build up a flammability to make them catch fire? Like, what? It doesn't make any sense to me, and it makes it more complicated.
You like the dragon mechanic where the dragon just applies the ignites over and over? It seems pretty simple. Seems pretty strong.
It reminds me of Incinerate before it got
nerfed. Maybe that's why
that's how Incinerate works.
They took out Incinerate for the dragon. Incinerate died, so Fire Breath could live. There you go.
Dragons,
yep,
yeah.
100%.
I mean, not worth.
All right, my daughter has not gone to sleep, Major, this entire time, so I am getting pinged by my beautiful wife. So we're gonna have to end it there, my man. Major, this was so awesome. Everybody in the chat. Watching the VOD, everything. Check out MajorAimless. He mostly streams on Twitch. We didn't get into this, but you don't do a lot of YouTube. You're streaming pretty much every day, right? Hardcore Solo So Found?
A quick plug. I stream every day. I start at 8 a.m. PST, 7 days a week. We stream for like 6 to 8 hours. I need to do more YouTube, but I'm just lazy and I have to eat dinner at some point. So
we need the MajorAimless bug highlight videos. You got to get an editor on that, man. You know, you just ship them directly to YouTube. They do well. They're pretty good.
I'll reach out to my boy BlazeWorks TV. I've heard he's really good at editing.
Boom. There you go. Extra shout out to Blaze, you guys. All right. Thank you so much. Link in the description will be there for MajorAimless's Twitch and YouTube. Thanks everybody for watching in the live. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you, Major. I am getting pinged. My daughter is still awake. I can't believe she's not asleep yet. So